Class, welcome to week 4 of Communication of Biblical Truth. You are doing great. You are almost halfway through this class. Hopefully you're enjoying the reading, the way that it's being applied and shaping your message and the things that you're working on. This week, in week 4, you've got a couple of things to do. You have some reading in Robinson that you need to do. You also have 2 videos by Kessler that you need to watch. After you've done that, then you want to start working on assignment 4-1, which is about formulating an outline. And so this is going to be more of, rather than just bullet pointed outline, you're going to spend a paragraph talking about what you're doing in those main points in the introduction and the conclusion. Later on, you're going to change that into kind of just sentence outlines, and you're going to use that to build onto. Later on, we'll add transitions in there, and then we'll add illustrations and do all of that in there. Okay, so you're going to flesh that out and write a little bit about what's going on in the message, and so that you have a better idea of where you're going, how the introduction relates to the first point relates to the second point, the third point relates to that second point, how the conclusion finishes. So it gives you a big picture of where you're going in the message, what you're going to say, and how you're going to do that. Okay. After 4-1, then you're going to work on 4-2, transitional statements, and with that. You're going to start a sentence outline, so this is going to be different than the first one. You're going to have your main points and sentence outline, and you're going to have the transitions. How are you going to transition from the introduction to your first main point, from your first main point to your second main point, and then so on. You might have 2 main points, you might have 4 main points. It's up to you. Keep in mind, the more points that you have, the longer that the message is going to be. But the most important thing is to be faithful to the passage and making sure that you clearly exposit it, okay? So you'll work on transitional statements and do that and add those in there. After that, you're going to do assignment 4-3, which is explain your ideas worksheet. And basically, this worksheet is after you've gotten the feedback from week 3 on your big idea and your evaluation there, you're going to take that feedback and then you're going to make any tweaks or changes that you need to, and then you're going to finish this worksheet on that information. And so you'll fill out the worksheet and submit the worksheet in, and that'll be assignment 4-3. And then the discussion board this week is just how organization impacts listeners. And so if you listen to somebody that's kind of like didn't prepare at all, how is that different than somebody who has really worked on organization? Or what's the difference between somebody who has a very logical organizational view of preaching and you can follow along with them, and someone who kind of just jumps around and back and forth in his heart? And so you're comparing those 2 things. And you might like one way more than another. Your brain might be wired to follow one better than the other, but this is an opportunity just to kind of discuss that and what that looks like, okay? And so that's week 4, really starting to shape your message, working on a number of different things in your main points, in your transitions. So you're little by little getting there with making your message. I'm excited for you, praying for you as always. If there's something specific in your life that I can pray for, please don't hesitate to text me that or call me or shoot me an email. Just say, hey, I really need some prayer. I would be glad to pray with you over the phone if you want to call too. However I can help, I'm here as a resource for you. Please don't hesitate to reach out if you've got any questions about anything. God bless and have a wonderful week.